Hey guys, Corey here from Sky's the Limit Car Care. Today we're going to be talking about the brand new product from CARPRO. It is CARPRO Descale. I know a bunch of you guys have been really excited about this product coming out, and we have a few questions already about the product, so we are going to do a little demo on it today, and we're also going to answer some of those questions. Number one, what is CARPRO Descale? CARPRO Descale is a product that is made for removing mineral deposits, water spots, stuff like that while washing the car. So where does it fit in between CARPRO Reset, CARPRO Lift? We're going to get into all of that. Quick summary would be CARPRO Reset, all of you are super familiar with that, and CARPRO Reset is the usual wash that you use on a regular basis, every week, every 2 weeks. The wash that you use to maintain your ceramic coated vehicle or your nano sealed vehicle, regardless of if you have a ceramic coating or a sealant on it, or you're just using it as a maintenance wash. Reset is the wash that always works great. Where Lift and today's product Descale comes into play is if you're trying to remove more than just dirt. So for instance, Lift would be something that is higher on the alkaline scale. This would be something that you might use to lift really filthy dirt and mud that does attach itself to the vehicle. That you would usually use in a snow foam gun, and pre-coat, or after rinsing, you'd pre-coat with your snow foam cannon a layer of foam across the vehicle and let that sit for a minute or so to loosen the dirt, and it lifts the dirt, and then you rinse it off, and then you come back and wash with Reset as usual. So if you have that extra bit of dirt on there, then that's where Lift comes in. Where Descale comes in is not so much that just that there's dirt on the vehicle. For that you'd use the Lift or the Reset depending on how much you had, but for Descale you'd use it if you had mineral spots left over on the vehicle, or if you had a situation where you knew mineral spots were going to be there in the first place before you even washed it. So I'll run two scenarios by you. Scenario number one, we'll rewind to what I just discussed, where you had the car went through a lot of mud down dirt roads. It's covered in dirt. You pressure wash it, you hit it with the Lift or with your snow foam cannon, you let that sit, you spray that off, and then you come back and wash it with Reset. And then you find underneath there are some water spots that didn't come off with the Reset. The water spots were perhaps there was minerals in that mud, or acid rain, or it got hit with just water sprinklers or something, and those water sprinklers had a lot of lime in it. Maybe they were coming from well water. Whatever it is, for some reason there were some types of minerals on that paint, and they were left there for too long. They hardened. So now that those deposits are on the paint, as long as they haven't etched into the paint, then we can still remove them with Descale. Descale, opposite of Lift, is more acidic. It's a little below the neutral pH, like Reset, and it's a little more acidic. So typically with mineral deposits, you're going to need something with a little bit of acidity to it. Obviously you don't want to get too acidic unless it's necessary, but with Descale you have something that's still safe for your ceramic coating, and it's still going to lift those mineral deposits. So if it's lime or whatever it is that's in your water, Descale is going to do a great job of lifting those minerals off of the surface. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and do a little demo for you. I prepared a bucket. We're doing it 1 to 100 for this demo. Just a little pro tip, on my own car when I've been testing this product, there's been times when I've used it, I'll take my wet mitt, I've washed it with Reset, take the wet mitt, I'll just dump a little bit of this directly neat onto the mitt and just rub it across that area after I've gotten the dirt off of it. And that way I get a more concentrated dilution. But CARPRO recommends a 1 to 100, and that should be great for most situations. So that's what we've got today. James has his Subaru here, and he's got some water spots on there from the sprinkler system at his place. And so we're gonna go ahead and demo that for you right now. So there's two methods to using Descale. This one we're going to use the panel by panel with the hand wash method, and we're just going to spread the product on the surface just like we would with a kind of a washing motion, just like you do with any old wash. But instead of rinsing that back off, we're just going to let that sit there for a minute. So make sure you've got the Descale on there, let it sit, and you don't want to let it dry on the surface, but you do want to let it sit there for as long as you can without letting it dry. That'll give it a little bit more time to work on the mineral spots. The other method for lighter contamination, if you're just using it for just really light mineral deposits, is you could just put some Descale in a foam gun and just spray it on there, let it sit a minute, and then rinse it back off, and then wash it with Reset. But I personally like the hand wash method myself, but to each their own, and it just depends on what your goals are and what your setup is. So now we've waited about a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and just go back over this because it's getting repelled. It's coming back off the surface, and I just want to keep it on there a minute longer so it can keep working on those deposits. So I'm just gonna rub it back across the surface for another minute just to keep it wet. And we'll give it another second here, and then we'll rinse it off, and those water spots should come right out. So at this point, the Descale solution has been allowed to work, and we're just going to go ahead and rinse it right back off of there. So as you can see here, we're rinsing the Descale off, and this particular car has hydrofoam on it as the protection. And if you can zoom in there, you'll see the water spots are gone. The Descale has easily removed those, and that's the purpose behind Descale. So to talk a little bit more about water spots and when you might need Descale for them, first you want to understand what water spots are. Water spots are better described as mineral spots because if it was pure water, there would be no spot. It would evaporate and there would be nothing on the paint. There would be no spot. What a water spot actually is a mineral spot. It's what is left behind after the water evaporates. So that might be lime, that might be a number of different kind of minerals, calcium, whatever's in your water. A lot of people with wells or water systems that are not softened or filtered at all are going to have a lot more of those types of things in them. And so when the water evaporates, that's what's left behind. The reason that's a huge problem is not just because it looks bad temporarily. In the short term, it looks bad, big deal. As long as you get it off right away and you have good protection, then it's really not that big a deal as long as you get it right off. But if it's left to sit there, then it will actually etch into the clear coat. So on the actual, you have whatever color your car is, and on top of that, you have a coat of clear paint, and in that clear coat, that's what is your protective barrier of your vehicle. So if that mineral deposit is left on there for long enough, then it's going to attract the next time it rains or the next time you get water sprinklers to go across it. That little area where that etching or that chalkiness of mineral is, it's going to attract more mineral, and so more mineral is going to come there, and it's going to slowly work together to eat away at that clear coat, and eventually it will etch into the clear coat. And once it's etched down into the clear coat, then you can't remove it because it's not that there's something there that's the problem, it's now a void that is the problem. And so there's literally a hole down into your clear coat, a little cavity in your clear coat, and then obviously that's going to attract more and more and more, and it's just going to keep building and eating deeper into your clear coat. So that's why we like to get rid of water deposits as fast as we can, or mineral deposits as fast as we can. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thanks again for watching. Make sure to comment below. Any questions you have, let us know. And check the description for links to the product. By the time this video has released, we've probably already launched Descale, so make sure to check the description for links to purchase it for yourself. Or if you have any questions about it and aren't sure if it's right for you, be sure to contact our customer service team at the contact info below. Thanks a lot. Take care.